We all know it. News should be free, ad banners are cluttering up websites, cookies are evil, and if I see a paywall, I will leave a site immediately. It's 2021 now and we still use the same annoying tools for monetizing content. But a new W3C standard is in the making and soon we will have a brand new annoying tool for monetizing content. The name is web monetization. Hi, my name is Tarek and I am an innovation engineer at Ideas Engineering's research and prototyping team. We are experimenting with innovative new technologies and researching how to get most value out of them. This week we pulled this thing called web monetization, which is a draft for a new W3C standard and it aims for easy and user-friendly monetization of content. And today I want to share with you what we learned. To give you some context, we will first have a look at ads and subs, which are essentially the standard way of how journalistic content is monetized today. Then we will have a quick look at micropayments and why we can't simply pay for each read article individually. Then of course, the big question of what is web monetization and how does it work? After that we will have a look at the interledger protocol, which is the foundation of money streaming. And finally, we need to talk about what we always have to talk about. Privacy. If used incorrectly, web monetization will hand out your browser history, and of course we don't want that. Feel free to skip to the sections that are most interesting for you. If you read news online, then you probably know that journalistic websites generally use ads and subscriptions for monetization. It's almost impossible to find mainstream alternatives. I assume that this is the most efficient way to make money, but I wonder why. I personally don't pay for subs and I have ad blockers in all of my browsers. And I'm not the only one. 47% of internet users are blocking ads. This means that round about 2 billion people worldwide are actively boycotting monetization. For comparison, this is like all Christians on this planet together. Is this the largest boycott in human history? What about subscriptions? How well do they work? Well, I'm usually interested in very specific topics. So, a full subscription to a publication feels like paying for stuff that I don't want. I don't care about sports, so why should I pay for sports news? Again, I'm not the only one. Research shows that only 5% of readers are willing to pay for a digital subscription. So 47% of users blocking ads and 95% of users not subscribing, this doesn't sound good. Why don't we sell individual articles for micropayments? This should increase revenue by winning those who don't want to subscribe, right? Well, it doesn't. A prominent example for a startup who tried that was Blendle in 2014. They created the iTunes for journalism, where you find a large selection of articles from different publishers and you pay per piece. They raised millions from large publishers like Axel Springer and New York Times, and they failed. In 2019, they changed their business model to subs because micropayments were not profitable. Yes, you win some clients, but you also lose subscriptions because some clients will switch from subscriptions to micropayments, given this option. And one subscription is so valuable that you need hundreds of micropayments to compensate for this loss. But now there's another way, web monetization. To understand this model, we can compare it somehow to Spotify. You don't subscribe to an individual artist, but to a platform. The artist is then paid based on the time you listen to their music. The web monetization standard aims for that, kind of. Imagine that you placed some money in a trusted account. Now while you browse the web, your browser checks if the website you're on uses web monetization. If it does, it extracts a so-called payment pointer from the site's meta tags and reports this to the service that manages your funds. While you spend time on this monetized site, your browser keeps reporting your presence and the content provider gets paid based on the duration of your stay. Web monetization architecture defines 5 roles. There's the web monetization receiver, which is the content creator's wallet. On the other side, we have the web monetization sender, which is the user's wallet. Of course, there's the website containing the monetized content and the user agent, meaning the user's web browser. An optional role is the so-called receipt verifier. This is a service for documenting received payments. The underlying protocol for transferring funds is the interledger protocol, or ILP. With this protocol, we gain flexibility about moving funds from A to B. For example, we are not limited to a certain currency. The ILP infrastructure consists of several nodes where different nodes control multiple wallets in multiple currencies. So on the way from A to B, the currency can easily get converted multiple times. Part of this protocol is finding the path with the lowest exchange rates so that transfer fees become as small as possible. If you paid attention, you might have noticed that the sender tells the receiver which sites you are on, or at least which payment pointer is set on the current website. If the payment pointer looks like, let's say, Ideas Engineering News at my wallet or something, your wallet indirectly receives your browsing history. This is of course very bad and must not happen. But there is a possible solution. We have already seen that payments are made through an intermediary. This opens up a great opportunity. Imagine if the receiver does not hand out the real wallet address as payment pointer, but an alias instead. Then he, the receiver, would be the only one who could determine which site was loaded. If now the intermediary transfers payment without naming the user, the receiver will not be able to determine who visited the given site. Now we have split up the knowledge. The intermediary knows who paid and the receiver knows what has been paid. But nobody, except from the user of course, knows both. Problem solved. Now what does that all mean? Will the new web monetization standard replace subscriptions? Most certainly not. Will web monetization offer a convenient way to reduce ad clutter on websites? Probably yes. Will web monetization generate a steady income stream for content creators? It depends. I wish I could give a more certain answer, but it absolutely depends. Spotify proves that revenue sharing is a powerful method for monetization, but it only works because of the vast number of users and the massive amount of content. If web monetization attracts a comparable number of users and creators, it will be a powerful addition to our monetization toolset. Thank you for listening. If you have feedback, feel free to leave a comment below. My name is Tarek Madani Mamluk, and I will be back with another topic from our research backlog.